Hi, my name is Deepak. Today I am going to tell you summary of how to win friends and influence people. There are four parts to it. This is part 1. Fundamental techniques in handling people. And chapter 1 speaks about if you want to gather honey, don't kick over the beehive. There is no point in criticizing because it makes people defensive, hurts their pride, and creates resentment. Rewarding people for good behavior is more effective than punishing them for bad behavior. Persons criticized often react by justifying themselves and returning criticism to the person criticizing them. Influenced by their circumstances, people are just what we would be under similar circumstances. Author gives example of murderers like Al Capone may not blame themselves for their actions, thinking they are justified or even doing world a favor. People don't criticize themselves for anything, no matter how wrong it may be. One technique to relieve the desire to criticize other is to write a letter and not send it. To change and regulate and improve someone, why not begin with yourself? Even if a criticism is clearly true or justified, people are not creature of logic. They often react emotionally from feeling of pride and vanity. People should strive to be understanding and forgiving of others by controlling their need to criticize. Parents should not over criticize children. Children do not have the same judgment or experience as adults and can't be expected to act like adults. So principle says do not criticize, condemn or complain. Part 1. Fundamental techniques in handling people. Second chapter. The big secret of dealing with people. The only way to get someone to do something is by making them want to do it. Many people are driven by the desire of importance, but this need often goes unfulfilled. This desire motivates people to wear fashionable clothes, commit crime, and achieve greatness. People will become invalid in order to win sympathy and attention and get a feeling of importance. People have a craving to be appreciated and thrive on encouragement. Business leader Charles Schwab, well known for his adapt people skill, encourage workers by being hearty in my approbation and lavish in my praise. Most people do the opposite, however, they condemn but they never praise. This attitude serves only to discourage. Many people leave their spouse because of lack of appreciation. Appreciation is genuine, whereas flattery is insincere, and people can tell the difference. Think of the other person's good point to offer sincere praise or appreciation. Hurting people not only does not change them, it is never called for is giving criticism. Making people feel important and appreciated is a key secret in handling people. So principle says give honest and sincere appreciation. Part 1. Fundamental techniques in handling people. Chapter 3 speaks about he who can do this has the whole world with him. He who cannot walks a lonely way. Carnegie's point is that people are interested mostly in what they want, not what you want. So you may need to entice them to do what you want and thus bait the hook to suit the fish. In other words, show people how doing what you want also matches with what they want. Ask how can I make this person want to do it. lists the advantages and disadvantages of a situation, can help others see how the action you desire may be advantageous to them. The secret of success, according to Henry Ford, is to understand the other person's point of view and see things from that person's angle. Carnegie offers examples of poorly worded business letter that focuses only on what the company wants, not the benefit of customers will receive. He writes one letter shifting from the company's perspective to the customer's perspective to make the correspondence more agreeable and effective. Instead of typing sell their products, salespeople should demonstrate how their services or merchandise will help us solve our problem. The people will want to buy. These methods are successful with children as well as the workplace. So principle says arouse in the other person an eager want. Part 2, Chapter 1, 6 ways to make people like you. Do this and you will be welcomed anywhere. To make friends, show interest in other people rather than trying to impress them or make them interested in you. People are interested in themselves, morning, noon, dinner. Showing interest in and concern for seemingly unimportant people can lead to greater popularity, unexpected benefits, and new opportunities. In addition, showing interest in customers can strengthen your loyalty to your company. Making friends, taking efforts, including doing things for people, things that require time, unselfishness, and thoughtfulness. Greet people with animation and enthusiasm to set a positive tone for conversation. Kindness can have a profound lifelong effect on people. So principle says, become genuinely interested in other people. Part 2, 6 ways to make people like you. And Chapter 2, a simple way to make a first good impression. You may spend a lot of money on clothes and jewels, but a sore face ruins the effect. The expression one wears on one's face is far more important than the clothes on one's back. People are glad to see you when you show you are glad to see them. A sincere smile comes from within and warm heart. A smile also comes through in your voice, so smile when you speak over telephone, even if the other person can't see you. People rarely succeed at anything unless they have fun doing it. And initially engaging jobs or project can fail if they become boring or joyless. Try to transform a grumpy attitude by practicing smile at people can increase your happiness and improve friendship quickly and surprisingly. Force yourself to smile and if needed, speak as if cheerfulness were already there. Happiness is achieved by controlling your thoughts, since happiness can come only from within. Attitude determines the level of happiness. To improve your attitude, picture in your mind the able, earnest, useful person you desire to be, so you can become that person. Smile at the grumpiest people, for nobody nothing to smile so much as those who have none left to give. So principle says smile. Part 2, 6 ways to make people like you. Chapter 3, if you don't do this, you are headed for trouble. Remembering a person's name and a few details about their personal life is a subtle and very effective compliment to them. People place an astronomical importance on their name. Companies are named after their founders, museums' collections are named after rich benefactors as a way to perpetuate their names. Even in large, relatively impersonal corporation, knowing employees' name can warm the atmosphere. The main reason people don't remember name is because they don't make the effort to do so. Carnegie notes that Franklin Roosevelt even learned the name of mechanics who visited White House, and if a president could find the time to learn person's name, anyone can. Some techniques for remembering names are repeating, asking for spelling, writing it down, concentrating on information, and studying it. So, principle says remember that a person's name is to that person the sweetest and most important sound in any language. Part 2, 6 ways to make people like you. Chapter 4, an easy way to become a good conversationalist. Now, in conversation, what many people really want is an interested listener with whom to share their own stories, experiences, and opinions. Give your conversation partner the implied flattery to attention along with praise, but be truthful in your statements. Use body language to show you are listening actively. For example, face the speaker and maintain eye contact. Let customers have their full say. Don't interrupt, contradict them, irritate them. Even the most aggressive, unpleasant complainer will frequently soften and be subdued in the presence of a patient, sympathetic listener. Sometimes what these people want is simply a feeling of importance. Thank customers for their input and try to see things from their point of view. Listen intently at home too. When you stop whatever you are doing and listen to your children or spouse, you are demonstrating your love for them and their importance to you. People may not be looking for advice when they have a problem. Sometimes they just need to vent or work through thoughts on their own by verbalizing them to a willing listener. So, principle says be a good listener, encourage others to talk about themselves. 6 ways to make people like you. Chapter 5, how to interest people. Carnegie relates how before meeting someone new, T. Roosevelt would study the person's interest to connect with them in conversation. Why? Because the way to a person's heart is to talk about the things he or she treasures most. Begin by talking about what interests the other person to break the ice and establish rapport. Getting someone warmed up first before presenting a question, problem, or proposition can often lead to better results. So, principle says talk in terms of other person's interest. Part 2, 6 ways to make people like you, and chapter 6 speaks about how to make people like you instantly. To connect with people, find something you can honestly admire about them. Radiate a little happiness, not because you want something from the other person, but simply as an unselfish act of appreciation. Making people feel important is a key interaction that will bring countless friends and constant happiness. The urge to feel important has been responsible for civilization itself. The golden rule applies to conversation. Give unto others what we would have others give unto us, including devoted attention, sincere interest, praise, and feeling of importance. Polite phrases such as I am sorry to trouble you and would you mind go a long way in conversation. Consider and appreciate what you can learn from others. As Ralph Waldo said, every man I met is superior in some way. Honest admiration of other person gives them the recognition they crave and rarely receive it. They can also help smooth business deal by breaking the ice or finding common interests. So principle says make the other person feel important and do it sincerely. Part 3, how to win people to your way of thinking. Chapter 1, you can't win an argument. People sometimes correct others or engage in arguments to get a feeling of importance and display superiority. Often, this input is unsolicited and unwelcome. Carnegie states you can't win an argument because if you win, you lose the other person's goodwill by having made him feel inferior. Furthermore, this person will likely not change their opinion no matter what argument you present against their reasoning. It is bad business to argue with customers. Instead, agree with them whenever possible to avoid room for an argument. Reasons and fact may fail to pursue, whereas agreement and genuine appreciation of other person can pave the way of cooperation and resolution of problems. Allowing others to express themselves at length offers a feeling of importance that suits their ego and make them more inclined to be sympathetic and kindly. Arguing takes time from more important person pursuit and make you feel bad about losing your temper or self-control. It's better to yield argument to other if the issue isn't really important. Choose your battle wisely. Welcome the disagreement as a way to see a new perspective or correct a potential mistake. Distrust your first instinctive impression, which may make you want to argue or be defensive. Stay calm and think through your initial reaction. Control your temper and listen first during potential arguments. Let the other person have a say and give it fair consideration. Look for areas of agreement that allow both parties to get on same page. Be honest, especially if you are made a mistake, admit it and apologize. People want to be heard. Promise to think over your opponent's ideas and study them carefully. Think over their arguments also help you avoid rush action which may lead to mistakes. Thank your opponent sincerely for their interest because their comments may be helpful to you. Delay allows time for all facts to be laid out. Postpone action to give both sides time to think through the problem. While taking this time to think, ask yourself if your opponent could be right, whether your reaction will improve or harm the situation, and what the consequences may be if you decide to argue or not. So principle is the only way to get best of an argument is to avoid it. How to win people to your way of thinking. Chapter 2, a sure way of making enemies and how to avoid it. Telling someone you are wrong creates resentment and resistance. The person you are criticizing may take the criticism as a challenge or personal attack, and they are unlikely to change their mind. To make the conversation go smoother when disagreement occurs, use diplomatic political phrases such as I may be wrong, I frequently am, or let's examine the fact. People are often illogical and subject to prejudice and bias. Some may cling to or defend beliefs simply because they don't want to change their mind. Being challenged can threaten a person's self-esteem. Try to understand other person's statement rather than automatically evaluate or judge what they say. Do not be harsh or dogmatic in expressing your opinion and avoid being a know it all. Use expressions such as I imagine, it appears to me to soften assertion. Rather, take pleasure in arguing. Point out how the other person might be feeling and might be right. Disagree respectfully. When presenting ideas that may not be well received, offer low keyed suggestion to lead listener to discover ideas for themselves as they work through the information. During disagreement with customers, winning a argument may cause you to lose customers, goodwill, or business. Avoid this risk by asking friendly questions to elicit the truth of the matter without laying blame or baiting the other persons into an argument. So principle is show respect for other person's opinion. Never say you are wrong. Part 3, Chapter 3. If you are wrong, admit it. When you readily admit you are wrong, other will be less likely to criticize or condemn you. Instead, they may show understanding and sympathy. It's easier to accept self-criticism than hear your faults from other person. Shallowing your pride and admitting error is sometimes the only way to resolve differences or argument. Fighting may not always get you what you want, but by yielding, you get more than you expected. So, principle is if you are wrong, admit it quickly and empathetically. Part 3, How to win people to your way of thinking. And chapter 4 speaks about a drop of honey. Letting your temper loose on someone may be gratifying for you, but it will not be pleasant for the other person, nor it makes it easy for him to agree with you. When you approach someone aggressively, the person is likely to respond the same way. Opening in a friendly tone win over enemies and convert them to friends. Opponents are more likely to compromise when you present an agreeable manner and look for common grounds. Offering honest compliments or helpful information without attacking or blaming your opponent can make the person more inclined to consider your point of view and needs. Abraham Lincoln said, "A drop of honey catches more flies than a gallon of gall." So, principle says, begin in a friendly way. Part 3, Chapter 5, How to win people to your way of thinking, and the secret of Socrates is all about in this chapter. Begin a conversation by talking about points of agreement rather than differences. Emphasize and keep on emphasizing the things you and your opponent agree on. Remember, you have the same goal to resolve the issue and reach an agreement. To get your opponent into an agreeable frame of mind, ask questions they have to agree with. Saying yes psychologically draws your opponent into a more positive mindset, while saying no might make them withdraw from the conversation or offer more resistance. The body also responds physically, either relaxing with a yes or tensing with a no. Issuing ultimatums and enforcing rule may feel good, but it will not give other person a feel of welcome or importance and may damage your relation. Instead, talk about what the other person wants rather than what you want and get them saying yes right away. Show how your interests intersect and how other person will benefit from your suggestions or recommendations. Arguing with customers can lose their business, whereas looking at the manner from their point of view can strengthen the relationship. Socrates used this method to win debates. He asked questions to which opponent had to answer yes, and eventually they conceded to his logic, embracing a conclusion they would have bitterly denied a few minutes previously. So, what principle says? Get the other person saying yes, yes immediately. Part 3, Chapter 6, How to Win People to Your Way of Thinking. The safety valve in handling complaints. This chapter is very important chapter. So listen properly. Listen patiently and let other people express themselves completely. If you interrupt to argue or disagree, they will think of the ideas they want to express rather than paying attention to what you are saying. Listen with an open mind and sincere interest to the other person's complaint so they feel heard. Often people talk and talk but never listen. Allow people to talk about their own achievements, interests, and problems. To make a favorable impression, to have good relation with the others, talk less about yourself and listen more to those around you. So principle says let the other person do a great deal of talking. Part 3, How to win people to your way of thinking, and chapter 7 speaks about how to get cooperation. People have more faith in their own ideas than in ideas of others. People want to be consulted about their ideas and needs. They don't like to be told what to do. It is important to get a buy-in or personal commitment from people when you want their cooperation. Ask for their input or approval to create a sense of joint ownership of an idea or a project. Ask clients and customers what they want or need and fulfill that specific need rather than trying to sell what you think they need. Asking for opinion or feedback on a product or service can make client or customer feel important and can motivate them to buy from you rather than from a competitor. It is often effective to plant an idea in someone's head, mention the idea briefly to others to get them interested, and then let them think about it on their own for a while. They may bring it up as a later that the idea is of their themselves. Remember, you are looking for results. Does it matter who gets credit for the idea? So principle is let other person feel that idea is his or hers. Part 3, How to win people to your way of thinking, and chapter 8 speaks about a formula that will work wonders for you. When you disagree with someone, try to understand rather than condemn. Nobody thinks they are wrong. Find out the reason behind the person's belief or actions to understand them better. Most people are interested in their own concern and far less interested in other people's affair. Try to put yourself in other person's shoes and view the situation from that person's perspective. In conversation, consider other person's idea and feeling as important as yours. Speak respectfully and tactfully to get results from people rather than threaten them from a position of power. Win them over to your way of thinking instead of forcing them to obey orders or do what you want. Before an important conversation, think through what the other person might say and anticipate the point of view. So, principle is try honestly to see things from other person's point of view. Part 3, Chapter 9, How to Win People to Your Way of Thinking, and Chapter 9 speak about what everybody wants. To foster goodwill and soothe irritated feelings, use phrases such as I don't blame you for feeling as you do, and if I were you, I would undoubtedly feel just as you do. People are product of their environment and experiences. Think about the other person's life and how it has been different from yours to help understand their actions and motivations. People crave for sympathy. Give it to them and they will love you. Apologize if you offend someone and be sympathetic to their feelings. If you were insulted or offended yourself, strive for the personal satisfaction of controlling your temper and returning kindness for an insult. If possible, wait to respond to a message that has upset or offended you. Let your temper cool and think through your response carefully. Show people the benefit of doing as you suggest from their perspective. How does the action benefit them? So principle is be sympathetic with other person's ideas and desires. 3. How to win people to your way of thinking, and chapter 10 speaks about an appeal that everybody likes. Most people have a high regards for themselves and consider themselves unselfish. People often have two reasons for doing things. One sounds good and one sounds real. No matter the real reason, if you give a person a motive that sounds good, that makes them look good or noble, they will be more likely to act as you suggest or desire. If you aren't happy with the results you are getting from people, you have nothing to lose by trying a new strategy. Why not experiment by challenging people to live up to their best selves? Assume people are sincere, honest, and truthful, and willing and anxious to pay their debts and fulfill their obligations. Give people the benefit of doubt and approach them as something they are: honest, upright, and fair. So, principle says appeal to the noble motives. Part 3, How to Win People to Your Way of Thinking, and chapter 11 speaks about the movie does, the TV does it, why don't you do? Present information in a dramatic or unique way to capture your audience's attention. The truth has to be made vivid, interesting, and dramatic. You have to use showmanship. Analyze television ads and you will find dramatize the advantage offered by whatever is being sold. The unique successfully gets people to buy. Principle: dramatize your ideas. Part 3, How to Win People to Your Way of Thinking, and chapter 12 speaks about when nothing else works, try this. Setting up a competition can stimulate productivity and motivate people to achieve. For some people, the challenges of difficult tasks is an excitement. They want to improve. They can overcome obstacles. People are not motivated to work because of money, benefits, or good working conditions. It is the work itself that motivates them. If it is exciting and interesting, people will work hard and try to do a good job. This is what every successful person loves: the game. Part of this motivation comes from the desire to excel and the desire for feeling of importance. People want to show their talents. So principle we learn is throw down a challenge. Part 4, Be a leader. Chapter 1 says, if you must find fault, this is the way to begin. Before finding fault with a person, begin with a sincere compliment to soften the string of criticism. Point out what the person has done well or correctly before discussing what needs improvement or is unacceptable. Offer genuine praise to show you have confidence in the other person. It can boost self confidence and help the person do a better job. So, principle says begin with the praise and honest appreciation. Part 4, Be a leader. Chapter 2, How to criticize and not be hated for it. Although people may begin with praise before they criticize someone, they soon follow with a but statement. The word but is an immediate giveaway that sometimes something negative is about to be said and can put people on the defensive. Use and statement instead, rephrasing the criticism from a negative statement of persons falling to a positive statement of the things that may possibly be achieved. The negative criticism is still there, but it is represented indirectly, thus sparing feelings and making the person more likely to try to meet the positive expectations. Indirect or implied criticism may be particularly effective with sensitive people. If you are critical of someone and want that person to change, state your case in an indirect way and leave the choice up to the person. They may be more inclined to do you wish than you try to apply more direct pressure. Lead by an example, show you are willing to do the same thing you are asking someone else to do. So the principle teaches us call attention to people's mistake indirectly. Part 4, Chapter 3 teaches us talk about your own mistakes first. Remember your own shortcomings and mistakes before criticizing another person. Make allowances for the person's age and experience level. You can't expect beginners to perform at the same level as experts. When you must criticize someone, admitting your own mistakes humbly can help the person feel more comfortable and less judged. It shows you are human too and humans can make mistakes. Offer honest praise as well. Humility and praise, rightfully used, will work miracles in human relations. So, principle is talk about your own mistakes before criticizing other person. Part 4, Be a leader. And chapter 4, No one likes to take orders. Rather than telling people what to do, let them figure it out their own way. Doing this provides a feeling of importance and helps people learn from their own errors. It also keeps their pride intact as nobody likes to be bossed around. Use phrases such as you might consider this and do you think that would work to offer your opinion less directly. Giving orders causes resentment. Asking questions makes an order more palatable and can spark the person's creativity. When asked for their opinion and their cooperation on a task, people are more likely to rise to the occasion and participate willingly. So, principle says ask question instead of giving direct orders. Part 4, Chapter 5. Let the other person save face. Rather than trample the feeling of others, getting our own way, think about how the other person feels and whether your words might hurt the person's pride. Instead, a few minutes thought, a considerate word or two, a genuine understanding of other person's attitude can make the situation easier for both. Use tact and consideration during the difficult conversation, such as those when discharging or reprimanding an employee. By being tactful, you can spare another's feeling and help ensure good will be the future. Don't put the other person into the spot, particularly in front of others. There is no good reason to hurt person's dignity. When someone makes a mistake, remember and praise the good work they have done. Be understanding and show you have faith in the person to do the job well. So, the principle is let the other person save face. Part 4, Be a Leader. Chapter 6, How to Spur People on to Success. Praising improvement inspires the other person to keep on improving. So use praise instead of condemnation to motivate. People are often quick to criticize yet reluctant to praise. Praise can encourage perseverance and thus change the course of other person's life. Psychologist Skinner showed us how praise and minimizing criticism can transform people to perform well. Yelling at children will often cause worse behavior rather than improvement, whereas reinforcing good behavior will encourage more of the same. In giving praise, cite a specific accomplishment rather than just making a general flattering remark. The praise will be more meaningful this way and won't come across simply as flattery. You can literally transform people with praise, showing you believe in someone or your acknowledgement of someone's good qualities can spark the person to change. Abilities wither under criticism, they blossom under encouragement. So principle teaches us praise the slightest improvement and praise every improvement. Be hearty in your approbation and lavish in your praise. Part 4, Be a Leader. Chapter 7, Give a Dog a Good Name. It is easier to lead people and change their attitude or behavior when you earn their respect and show you respect them and their abilities. If you want someone to show more of certain trait, act as though that particular trait were already shown. During this, give people a reputation they strive to live up to. Reinforce good behavior and accomplishments with regular praise. Showing you believe in people can help them believe in themselves. Even the smallest word of encouragement can change a person's life. So principle says, give the other person a fine reputation to live up to. 4. Chapter 8, Make the fault seem easy to correct. Now, if you emphasize a person's mistake, even if you are being truthful and accurate, the person may become discouraged and give up. On the other hand, if you praise the things a person does correctly while downplaying any errors, the person will be encouraged to keep going. Encouragement offers hope and makes the person want to improve. To encourage people to try a new task or venture, make it seem easy. You may even suggest they have a natural ability or undeveloped flair for the work. Your faith in their ability is another strong incentive for people to try new things or correct their faults. To motivate people, help them see the personal benefits they will gain by improving a skill or correcting a fault. So principle says use encouragement, make the fault seem easy to correct. Part 4, be a leader. Chapter 9, make people glad to do what you want. Make people feel important when asking them to do something for you. You might, for example, suggest that they are doing you a favor or honoring you by acceding to your wishes. Be tactful in your words and action, even with your opponents. They could make life difficult for you if you snub or insult them. Use incentives to motivate people to do as you wish. By striking bargains that benefit you and the other person, both people gain something. If you must turn down a request for your time or help, consider suggesting another person you might willingly meet their request. Consider giving a person an official sounding title and increased responsibility for overseeing a task to motivate the person to give their best effort. People like to feel they have some authority in their work. When trying to change someone's attitude or behavior, be sincere and clear in what you want. Think about what the other person wants and play into that. Be clear about the benefit that will result from doing what you suggest. Despite these suggestions, people won't always react well to your request. Even so, you will get better results and be a better leader by following these guidelines than not. So principle we learn is make the other person happy about doing the things you suggest. Thank you.